Download all the Sly Show podcast at theslyshow.com.
No Invite Podcast.
Hey you. Yeah, you. This is DJ Luke. You're listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Blaze.
Right. Check it out, man. It's your boy Blaze. It's official. Another episode of the No Invite Podcast. I'm in Oakland at an undisclosed location or undisclosed, or I don't remember, one of those things like that. You know, I haven't been watching the crime shows and shit, but we're here. We got DJ Loot graciously in the building. What's going on, Mr. Loot, man? Mr. DJ Loot, I see you.
What's going on?
Yeah, I see you, man. You locked and loaded, man. I see you.
Yeah, I'm about to do this. Ooh,
yeah,
that's the first beer of this Friday evening.
Yes, that's the best kind of beer. That's a victory beer right there. You know what I mean? Me, I had my victory spliff on the way over here, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We both winning right now. But we are definitely over here. You know, we got DJ Loot, man. He's fucking with us. You know what I mean? I just wanted to come and touch bases with you, man, and really just, you know, chop it up with you, bro. Like, you know, we've done music. We've done, you know, music together. We've worked on stuff. You obviously have been working and doing what you're doing for quite some time now. How long you been doing this?
Almost 20 years.
20 years.
Been a musician my whole life.
Yeah.
Everything from being a little kid, kind of tinkering with it, then learning instruments, then kind of figuring out audio, and then going to school to learn more of the technical end of the audio, as well as composition and music theory. And then from there, started recording and mixing artists' albums and singles and whatever. Nice. So it's been a process. I would say that, about 20 years, probably the last 14 or 15 has been involved in producing and engineering other folks' albums. Before that, I was doing some rock music and other things of my own.
That's dope.
It's constantly growing and evolving.
Yeah.
That is the nature of it.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. I could not agree with you more. I'm very, I would say, early in my recording and as far as in general making music journey. I'm still in my early evolution stages, but it's dope to see you and other people I know that been doing it, that are holding it down and you know, just having fun with it. Really, the way I see from what I see and how I see you, man, you always having fun with what you do. You're very active on social media, which is cool because that helps me keep up with what you got going on. You know. And, yeah, man, that's tight, man. You know, DJ Loot's in the building, y'all, in case y'all didn't know. And in case you guys want to know more, just stick around, man. It's the No Invite Podcast. We're moving and grooving. I talked to you already. We kind of, you know what I mean, chopped it up about a couple things I wanted to touch on you and touch on with you. And now that I got you here, it's like we just actually brought it up, you know what I mean, social media.
Yes.
Obviously, I came from an era where we didn't have no social media. We barely had phones. And I mean, like, phones was until, like, late, like, to me, like, when we started actually, like, the late 90s. You feel me? 99, 98, you know what I mean? Like, for me, you know what I mean? And I'm you know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell y'all my age. Y'all gonna have to guess or Google it. But, you know, so it's like we come from a different we come from a different era, but we're privileged to see both sides, you know what I mean? We actually know what it's like now with the whole social media and having cell phones and mobile phones and things like that. Remember, we had pagers.
Yes, pagers, the corded home phone.
Yeah, you had it stuck by the wall. It was in the kitchen. You're in the kitchen all night.
Or then you'd go out and get the extender cord.
Exactly.
And you could go 2 rooms away and be on the damn thing.
And then somebody trips over the cord and it's a problem. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, we've experienced that. Y'all, I'm pretty sure everybody out there that's listening is at least 21 and younger, don't know what the hell we're talking about, and that's okay, man. You know, you're not supposed to. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? You guys come up in a different era, and we got to see that too. So, being that all that said, what's your what's your take on your on social media as far as your do's and don'ts? You know what I mean? What do you like? You know, you're okay with putting out there, and what is something that's off limits? And you know what I mean? Because, you know, we talked about that. You know, so much stuff gets put on social media. It's kind of crazy nowadays. It's like, where do you draw the line as far as what you do and don't do?
I don't think there's a definitive don't, and I'll elaborate on that. So social media is if it was pre-social media and I have an idea and I want to put it in a book and publish it that comes out 6 months later and someone reads it, versus now I can post and in a tenth of a second the whole world can see it. There's really no difference in that aspect. I'm presenting an idea, freedom of speech, whatever, but I think it's more of a should you, as opposed to a definitive don't. You have the freedom to put out whatever you want.
Exactly.
But I think it's more just a caution thing where, especially with current social media, back then I just have the books pulled up before they get out. Now it's going to be screenshotted.
It lives forever.
And then it's out of your hands. Yeah. So different era, but I like the ability to get a swift response. But then again, you also can get caught up in, if it's something controversial or even positive but exciting to discuss, then you'll spend hours wading through all the things, responding to 200 different people. Yeah, and then there's a thread that pops off of that and you're tagged in it. Yeah, so it's also, you want to be careful because of that. Then you just get caught up in trying to keep up. Oh, and there'll be the 1 or 2 or 10 people that, how come you didn't respond to the thing I tagged you in?
Yeah.
Just because that's the nature of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a whole another playing field when it comes to interaction with people. You know what I mean? In my opinion, there is no do's and don'ts, and what I meant was just your personal preference. You know what I mean? So you clarified that perfectly. A lot of people, in my opinion, go a bit too far on social media and take it a little too much, and it's just crazy how I don't know. I feel like when we were coming up, it was a little bit more like, the world was a little smaller. It seemed like, because without social media,
it was smaller. Well, writing letters, there was a waiting period.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Everything.
Waiting period, but you wouldn't get to actually personally know a lot about just strangers like that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's the thing, is like, you don't really know them. You see a small slice of what their life is, and that's another thing that I think that's not really great about social media, is that people's expectations, they try to match their own lives with what other people are doing, and that's not really great. You know what I mean? Because
it's a high school popularity contest, and you have 65-year-old people doing it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's ridiculous.
I've had a couple of grannies slide into my DM. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like hold on a second. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? You had to back them up real quick, bro. Like, but but for reals though, man. It's like that, man. And I really I've been asking people that a lot, just to get their point of view on it. There's really no right or wrong, like you said. This is a place we're blessed with to be able to say, we could do certain things without no repercussions, and one of them is voice your opinion. You know what I mean? That's basically the basis of this podcast, is for people to voice their opinion. You know what I mean? It's definitely not perfect out there in them streets, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of countries where, saying the wrong thing could get you killed. You feel me?
Yes.
And it ain't even got to be an extreme thing. It's just an opposing thing. So, it's social media is on the other hand, for me, a great, tool. It's been used to help, especially the little guy. You know what I mean? It's a free form of media that people don't have to really pay for. I mean, I'm sure they could buy stuff on it, to help them get further, but for the most part, it's a free way for people to get information.
More of a door.
Exactly.
It's a doorway, because you can kind of get in a little bit, the foot in, but there's a lot of luck involved in any attempt to gain exposure, but boy, you can just throw out a direct message to that one guy on Twitter you've been trying to, that one business guy that you need to utilize to expand, and he may respond.
Exactly.
Or you could just sit there and spam people all day and get shunned and not do anything.
People get tired of seeing your shit.
That's one thing. That is one thing I have seen. When you're talking about things not to do, even then Boy, I don't know. I don't personally mind seeing people sharing stuff because I can scroll. I'm pretty good with my finger on the mouse wheel or on the phone screen. I can scroll past it, and then I see the flip side, other people getting all militant about if one more person shares the such and such, I'm gonna delete them. And
yeah.
That's another interesting aspect is, approach people have is.
Yeah.
Forgetting that you don't have to read or respond. You can move past it.
Yeah, it is, and it's easy to fall into it, and it's hard to stay out of it sometimes. But once every reaction doesn't deserve an action from you. You know, that's how I feel like for myself. It's like you see a lot of stuff and a lot of shit you don't agree, and you're just like, God, it's crazy. You see some people's profiles like that. Y'all motherfuckers want to go to jail for real. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's not for me to tell them what to do and not do on it. If they, that's up to them. You know, that's just not me. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yo, this shit's crazy. The way, do's and don'ts are, more like wills and won'ts. You feel me? What I will do and what I won't do on there. And, yeah, I won't like put anything out, especially even with my podcast. You know, I talk to people from all walks of life. I don't ever want my podcast to be used for someone to incriminate themselves or do something dumb. You know what I mean? So if someone was to ever let anything slip out, I'd edit it. Other than that, I don't edit none of these episodes. How we dropping us, how it is. I throw a little intro or something on the front and do my little 1-2 thing. But for the most part, these interviews, we don't cut nothing out. We try to keep it 100% legit, and I know that this is free. Once it leaves my computer, it's free, man. I can't be mad if somebody is, listening to mine on a off platform or whatever. If it gets bootleg, it gets bootleg. Though, well, there's nothing I could do once it's on the internet. I could try to stop it, depending on what, you know what I mean. But some of it, somewhere, somehow, is gonna live in the internet forever. So it's just something you just got to deal with, and it's like you said, the social media thing. It's a good way to get to people. It's a good way to get an instant reaction. I agree with you with the pitfalls of people having to respond, and also the fake shit, man. It's like I don't understand it. You know what I mean? People holding up fake money to their ears, like you see it, it's fake, bro, and you really acting like it's not fake though. You really trying to tell us it's real. It's just like, I just feel like it's a show. You know what I mean? People, like you said, it's like it's a popularity contest. It's like, I don't know if it's the feds or something, but occasionally I'll get something in an inbox. And there was one guy that every 3 months or so he'd inbox me, "Hey, you know who got peas for the low?" Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, sure.
And you're like, you don't know who the fuck it is, man. That's another thing. Like I'm saying, it's like, bro, how can you do that?
You got people fronting and being fake on that, and then you got, now it's overrun with porn bots.
Yeah.
No mutual friends, and she got her ass in the air.
Yeah, definitely. I have to shut down 10 friend requests a day at least. You know what I mean? Just the straight bots. You know what I mean? You could tell they're bots. You're just like, yo, there's nothing on your profile. You ain't got no pictures but one picture. Is you the feds? Who are you? Identify yourself. But it's the No Invite podcast. We're in the building, DJ Loot. We've been going, man. The last time, I think, I don't know, I want to say the Niners were this bad, was like 2000, I want to say 2008, 2000, something like that. I forgot. No, I'm not the statistical type. You feel me? I don't know the stats like that. But we're definitely in a rebuilding process, and we talked a little bit about this. You know what I mean? Preseason is preseason. I mean, let's get it right. We don't got much to say about preseason because they all together they probably didn't even play a whole 4 quarters of football. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? I
still like to joke, hey, the Raiders went 0-4, haha.
Yeah.
But I'm predicting them to make the Super Bowl if they stay healthy. So that was my prediction last year if Carr wouldn't have got hurt, and that's obviously not my team. One side of me is, hey, they can piss off. Not in a hateful way.
Oh, you ain't gotta pull your punches here, player. This is a Niner. Podcast. The unofficial Niners.
That's home. How it needs to be. I don't hate. I just laugh at all the little shortcomings, and
Yeah.
their car broke down.
You got to,
yeah,
man.
they didn't make it. I predicted them as one of the two possible AFC teams in the Super Bowl last year. And actually, none of my predictions... I haven't even gone into the predictions this year, aside from with the addition of Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
They could definitely make the Super Bowl, or at
yeah.
least the championship game in theirs. Us,
This disclaimer.
we have...
We're not really talking about Raiders like that, but it's in perspective, just so y'all know.
Well, hey, I'm not hating if I'm thinking they're going to make the Super Bowl.
No, they're going. Yeah, let's talk football facts. There's rivalry, and then there's football facts. Because we can sit here and all day. Like, I got friends, when we were, making it to back-to-back championship games, and we were having really good records. We still sucked, and my friends, my Raider friends, would be like, "You guys suck, no matter what." I'm like, okay.
Really?
So it's the rivalry. It's like your stepbrother. You feel me? You love him, but kinda. But then you want to poke him sometimes, and vice versa. I'm sure.
You think Atlanta might
I don't know,
make
man.
a push and do
I think they might have a Super Bowl
another trip?
hangover. Only because they're just it's all continuity, and they're virtually the same team. Not too many people left that I know of. So they don't have the same OC. So it's going to be a new system. I'm sure they're not going to try to run the same system. They might try to run something similar to it just to get going, or I don't know how much actual studying they did for it to be implemented is going to take.
Okay.
So, I would say they probably have a hangover, but they're going to be a good team for a while because they're young.
My whole... I didn't pay much attention at all to any off-season anything, except hearing the nonstop Marshawn Lynch news.
Yeah. That was big,
And then,
man. That's big. Now, like we said, going back to that, I predict them. I think they're the only team. The Raiders are the only team that's going to be able to stop the Patriots, if any team in the AFC. I don't have too much faith in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Durability issues. Really, it's not that they don't got squad. It's just more like Ben's kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's getting up there, and we ain't really seen too much consistency. Who else? I don't think Cincinnati's gonna do it. The Miami Dolphins are not gonna stop the Patriots.
Chiefs
the
are gonna
Chiefs
fail,
look good.
fail
But they
in
look
the-
good, but they fulfill in the playoffs. Yeah, they have that problem. Yeah, so I can't call it, man. I think the Raiders are the only team that's built that's gonna be able to at least throw it with them. You know what I mean? And since we don't know exactly what the Patriots defense looks like right now.
Yeah.
It's too early to say whether or not they're gonna be able to get with them on that level. So yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the championship and on that side.
So 49ers, our quarterback situation is a key aspect. Now we have Bowman's back,
Yes.
and if he has a strong year, that's going to be vital.
We need that. We need him there. You know what I mean? Everybody else is young around him.
We don't have many of the elite squad left. Joe Staley's around. We have Vance McDonald. Didn't he get?
Nope, he got traded to Pittsburgh.
Okay. See, the off-season stuff that I don't even... I'm not up on it.
Yeah.
And same thing with my Sacramento Kings. I am so out of touch with them just because of being so busy.
Yeah.
So on the 49ers side of things, I saw one of the preseason games, a portion of the third we were discussing. That's when I was in New York, and I'm not thinking of anything from home when I'm visiting the city I've always wanted to visit.
Yeah.
So 49ers, the start of every season, I throw out my usual, this is my social media joking bragging. So we are going 16-0 this year. And if we lose against Carolina on Sunday, I'll be like, 15-1 is awesome too. And that's kind of my approach. But
exactly.
It's just kind of joking because being realistic.
Yeah, of course. You got to go into it with a smile, bro. You just got to say fuck it.
Hopeful.
No, it is. It looks really nice. And, we all know we're rebuilding. It's our turn now. The Raiders are good. We're not there. We're gonna talk that shit too. All my friends, they already know we already getting our memes ready. It's about to be war, and that's one thing I can say that's cool about social media, because it's like, since you can't be in touch with all your friends all the time anymore like you used to when you hung out every day, it's good to be able to get in these group messages and straight roast each other.
Well, technically,
yes, roast sessions is real in there.
so they made the wild card game last year, but that's kind of sort of the pre-playoffs if you think about it. So
that's just the extended season. Yeah. That's the extended season. Now they know what's up, man.
I'm getting
tell them
rude.
it was karma. All the time I got every day, even at work, man. I got friends that we talk about sports and whatnot, and they're Raider fans. So they send shots my way, and I always tell them, see, like, that's karma. See what happened? You guys was looking good, and you guys kept talking shit about us, and we sucked, and you guys just kept kicking us while we were down. And what happened? You kick somebody. What happens? While they're down, you break your leg.
Oh, hey, we play him again next year, though, right? Or is it 2 years from now? It's next season.
I hope so, man. We need that.
It's every 4 years, but what is...
It's going to suck, bro. To be honest with you, when they move, it's going to suck. It's bad. I feel like it's bad.
I wish they wouldn't move it. And then
it's bad for the rivalry. It's bad for everything. You know what I mean? Just the overall culture out here. You feel me?
Yeah, well, one interesting part of that is how they get down on the Santa Clara. Okay, this is the SF Bay Area, so it's the SF 49ers. It's not the Santa Clara Bay Area. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, they can't say nothing because the same people that say that are the ones that, the Dallas don't play in Dallas.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Hey Raiders, guess what? Like, if you have, like, the little high-ups, you can see San Francisco from in the stadium, sucker.
Exactly.
So calm down.
So, I mean, it is what it is. You know how it goes, bro. It's like war season right now. Now you got to get all your shit ready because, it's about to happen. The football season's going to start. We're from the Bay. We got friends that are Niners, Raider fans. We all grew up with each other. We're going to talk that shit. We're going to, we'll have a good time. No Invite Podcast. It's really real, man. You touched on something else that I wanted to ask you about. How was your trip to New York, man?
Oh, yes, New York. Well,
that's fly, right? That's like one of my places that I want to visit too. Ain't been there yet, but I will be. And that's fly right there.
Okay, so it was just my birthday on the 30th. And
happy belated, by the way.
Yes.
No Invite Podcast.
So then my wife knew she had some big plan. She had me keep a whole range of dates open. I knew we were going somewhere. I thought it might be going to do something, and then maybe certain people I haven't seen in years might be coming, and who knows what.
Knew it was going to be something nice, something big, right, for you, right?
Well, she said we were flying out somewhere.
Yeah.
And don't worry about bringing a pants or a jacket. So I knew it would be 70s, maybe high 60s, because I deal well with colder temps. Mm-hmm. But I knew it wouldn't be like Green Bay or some random place. I don't want to go there anyway.
It's definitely random.
So anyway, we go to the Oakland airport. I didn't know until so I see we're boarding the plane to Chicago. Another place I've wanted to go.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely on the spot, on the list.
And then I had a feeling, I was thinking New York the whole time. But then I was also thinking maybe she was doing Chicago for me. Mm-hmm. For us. But, yeah, for my birthday, place I've always wanted to go. I was thinking, wow, maybe I get to go on the Sears Tower, and I always wanted to check that out. And maybe we're going to, like, Michael Jordan's restaurant and the United Center and see all the Bulls memorabilia. And then she said, hey, we're switching planes, going somewhere else. Okay, New York. So
yeah, that's time.
I was running on like 15 minutes of sleep from the night before, got up at 2:10 a.m. or something to fly out.
Sounds like my life.
I was excited, but there was no emotional response at all. I just wanted to sleep. Anyway, New York. Flew into New Jersey. So not only am I entering Illinois and Chicago, so then New Jersey, and then that heading into New York. So in one day I added 3 states I haven't been to, technically.
Right.
I was physically on the ground there.
Yeah,
didn't go into them, but so we added 3 states. Spent 9 days there, visited every possible thing, every possible tourist thing.
Yeah,
in Manhattan,
seen the city.
Oh yeah. The Museum of Natural History, the Metropolitan Art Museum, Empire State Building,
nice.
Ellis Island, Liberty Island, the Statue of Liberty,
all the iconic areas, the places you see and you hear about.
Yep. Plus our own exploration. I saw everything from the people vending on the streets, and everybody. like they have keychains and watches and all the knockoff shit and the bags, the purses. And
you seen a crackhead, right? You had to have seen a crackhead out there.
I'm
not everywhere.
Yeah, a couple of times there are people talking to themselves walking down the road.
Yes.
And, motherfucker looking at me, blah blah blah, like talking to no one.
Nice.
Like the usual crackhead shit.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, we saw that. We encountered a very heavy accent Jewish mom yelling at her kids.
Nice.
Like you'd see in the movies.
Very stereotypical out there.
The stereotypes.
Hey, they're fine. Real. You know, I tell people all the time, you know, they're not stereotypes because they're fake. You know, it really comes from something, even though it's not right to use them on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But they're real.
But
I mean,
what I have seen in a movie, and I'm walking by, and here she is scolding her kids, and it's out of some movie. Went to Little Italy, stayed near Little Italy. Nice. All these Italian restaurants, there were a bunch of guys that looked straight up like mafia guys. We're walking by, the one dude is telling another guy, "Oh yeah, Dad, I told fucking Johnny about something," and by then we walked past him.
I seen that post too.
Oh hell!
I seen that post. You're like, it's like
I wanted to film them so badly,
movie, yeah.
but I didn't want to get whacked.
Yeah,
that
for
day,
sure. You don't know who. You know,
went to
bosses out there.
Walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. Went to the Barclays Center and just to say I've been to the Barclays Center, the New Jersey Net or the Brooklyn Nets place. Jay-Z owns that one.
Yes, sir.
A whole bunch of stuff. Oh, encountered some artists too. Yeah. In Times Square selling CDs. I encountered the same guy.
Get it out there. They get money out there doing that.
That's a huge tourist thing.
Yeah, they get money out there doing. I seen I think like it was part of a documentary was touching on that how you know, there's guys out there that make their living off that. They really go out there and sell CDs, their own CDs, you know what I mean? Their own personal music and just be out there hustling. I
ran into one guy a couple of times. He didn't remember me the second time, but each time he's out there doing his sales pitch,
thousands of people a day.
And he saw me wearing just kind of like wearing my kind of gumpy basic shit. Like I don't look like I had anything to do with music. I just look like another freaking random white dude, and the point being,
the stereotypes are real.
The first thing he asked me was, "Hey man, you like black people?" That's how he asked. That's how he approached me. You like black people?
That's hella funny.
If only you knew what I do.
Exactly. And it's funny because it's the same thing. I mean, nobody's above it. Everybody gets looked at a certain way. We all get judged by our appearance at first until you get to know somebody. Mm-hmm. So that's hilarious. To me, that's from a movie. When I pictured that, I pictured a movie. Like that could have been from a fucking movie for real.
And then I tell him what I do and show. I had copies of my compilations, and so I got his and gave him one of mine and listened through his social media following, did it all. So
that's what's up, man.
And it's somebody that has a good following that a couple of guys I encountered that with good followings that want to network out here. So that worked out. What else? Went to Rucker Park, the basketball court.
I seen that too. It was looking real above the rim-ish over there.
No, looking more like I missed every shot.
He missed every shot. Well, you know, I wasn't gonna put that out there. I mean, you guys do want to see that though. It's on his Facebook.
I didn't make a single shot. I was just doing basic. They were between games. I was not jumping in a game. I don't even play basketball anymore. Too. Knees are shot.
It's just cool to go to though. It's legendary.
Yeah, the fact that I was on that court, that famous court.
Yeah.
And took a few shots.
Yeah, man. That's that good experience. Right? Them is memories right there you building. You know, it's definitely on one of the list of places that I want to go. I'm make it a point to go in my life. Go a lot of times. You know what I mean? Out there, New York, Chicago. I want to go to Miami for sure and go see how everything is out there.
What about Atlanta?
Atlanta too.
We flew to Atlanta on the way back.
Oh yeah.
So another state added, barely.
Man, you know what? You got to get a shot glass from every state. I
don't know if I wasn't able to. We were in the airport in Chicago and Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there was something.
It might have been. I used to have a thing where anybody went somewhere, I was like, man, they're like, you know, people bring you gifts and stuff like that. You know, when they go on vacation or something, they travel. I'd be like, bring me a shot glass from there. It says where it was from. You know what I mean? I got up to like maybe like 15 glasses at the most, and that's just from like my friends and me. You know, going different places. And, that's cool, man. That's definitely cool. You know, I just threw my little 2 cents into that. It's the No Invite Podcast. We're going to take a little break. We'll come back. You know, we got DJ Loot. We'll talk a little bit about what you got going on, what you do musically, services, all kinds of things that you do, man. You a man of many hats, you know what I'm saying? And, that's a beautiful thing, man. It's what do they call that? Like a renaissance, man, right? Somebody that does a lot of different things, or I think, man, don't quote me, man. You know what I mean? This is Wikipedia facts and shit. But holla at
Invite Podcast.
You know what it is. That's my favorite fucking catchphrase. I think we're gonna ride that shit out until the next season, and then I'm gonna have to change it, and it's funny because this is the first season ever, so you probably don't know what it is, but I don't give a fuck. So that's what makes it interesting about the No Invite Podcast, is that's the mystique behind it all, is the fact that I don't give a fuck, and a lot of the people I interview probably don't give a fuck neither, and that's okay, and we're okay if you do give a fuck. And we have DJ Luke back here with us. What's going on, man?
Just enjoying some off the mic conversation. I grabbed another beer because today is my beers day.
See, I would have left it running.
Tomorrow might be beers day too.
It's usually a weekend thing for me. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, then the 49ers in 2 days, so it might be.
It might be all weekend.
I just need a.
We're gonna need your commitment,
sir. A hose that has beer running through it to a tap in this room, and I just.
That'll work.
More beer,
baby
beer,
keg,
beer.
Whatever, baby keg. Don't forget, it's okay to throw a couple shots in there. I don't know how you feel about that, but usually I do shots. So I do my beer, and for every beer I have 2 shots, I believe, and then I max out at I think like 10 or something like that. No, it's not with the shots. I'll keep it 100. I'll pull it back I'll push it back like 2 shots to start off in a beer, another 2 shots in a beer, and then I'll just see where the night takes me from there. I stop the double shots though early. But No Invite Podcast. We are moving and grooving, shaking and baking. It's really real. DJ Luke, man, we talked about some of the things you were doing, got your opinion on some fly shit, but now I want to talk about you. I want to talk about you in the sense of what you do, and how it is you do it. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a title, if you have a title, let's say, what would your title include? You know what I mean? What would, when people, see that resume, what would they see as far as like what you do?
I think majority is covered by music producer.
Music producer, most definitely.
Because, a lot of folks,
dope at that.
A lot of folks confuse producer and beat maker. And yes, that was the result of my beers. Okay, so that's official in the podcast.
Yeah, it's real,
but a lot of folks say, like, there's a guy will make a beat, and most of the time nowadays he'll just put it online and it's either stolen or he'll give it away. So, I produced this certain song. Well, no, you made a beat, you composed the beat. Mm-hmm. I've come to kind of accept it, but a producer, in the traditional sense, in the industry sense, is someone who kind of merges all of the different facets of the process forge the finished product. So a producer may or may not have ever touched a computer, a keyboard key ever. They may not know anything about mixing. A producer can or may not do any or all of the things involved
most definitely
in the music process. So
I'm glad you said that.
But me being a real true producer, I have my hands in all aspects. The beats, mixing, mastering, and I do all of those. The recording as well, but I do a lot of email mixes. So
nice. Working.
But yeah, the producer is an umbrella term for everything that I do. Majority of what I do is mixing, beats second to that. I do mastering, nowhere near as much mastering as I do mixing. Beyond that, I do a variety of other things. I sing hooks occasionally. I also do some of my own music, EDM, dance music,
so
some
musicians,
rock.
And definitely another one of those things that would be on the resume for sure.
Oh yeah, But I try to separate that from the stuff I do for my business, which is solo artists, rappers and singers, hip hop, pop, R&B. That's what my services are geared toward.
Nice.
I can mix anything. I've recorded and mixed bluegrass, screaming metal, whatever.
You do it all, but you have a preference. The stuff that you like is hip hop and R&B. I mean,
Overall.
well, not like just what you prefer, more your preference.
It's kind of what I fell into, but I always loved it.
Yeah, most definitely.
And there's no sense messing that whole machine up. It's what I do a lot of business with.
Oh, yeah.
So I've just been adding other things along the way. I also like doing voiceovers.
Yeah, we got to hear some of that. You know, we couldn't give them all everything. You know, some things are not for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was pretty hilarious. The skit you did earlier that you were showing me.
But I've written and done the voice work and created commercials for businesses.
That's tight.
And jingles, the ridiculous dumb songs that you hear.
Yes.
Like anything. Take it to the max, Food Max, the old stupid song you hear, but it's stuck in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
And the dumber the song, the better. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
How simple was that?
Yeah.
McDonald's, but whoever made that is making millions of dollars and royalties over the years.
Yeah, and it's famous. It's a famous. Once it hits a certain, you know, once you get like that, like you said, Food Max, I knew instantly what you was talking about and things like that. It's like, yeah, it gets like, you know, it gets in your subconscious and you know it from, you know, whatever, you know it from the gate, you know those things. And you said you're right, the more annoying the better. I totally agree with that.
And there's money in it. And
there's bread.
People nowadays, the digital era, you can do it from home. There are people that do voice work a lot of times through, LinkedIn and some other sites. Mm-hmm. They sign up and they have some examples up and they say, I can do West Coast sounding male 18 to 35 age range, and the work flows right on in. They just sit at home and do voice work. So beyond all the music stuff, I'm trying to pursue more of that.
That's pretty
And
dope.
I have done a little bit of it. Nothing that's like major that's out there.
But it's work, man. It's another lane. It's another source of revenue. It's a lot of things. It's another opportunity for people and for, you know, just overall.
And then I was messing with graphics and video a little bit, but I don't want to do that really.
That's
it's
a whole
fun.
Other beast.
I occasionally do basic stuff just for my own purposes and things to promote me. And I do list those services on my website. I have a whole gang of things that I don't really do, but I have the people to do them. Mm-hmm. So if people visit my website, then they're going to see things that I'm just going to have to tell them this is who you need to talk to. But it's valuable for me to list that so people know that, I don't know, there's probably about 15 things that I list and only 3 that I do or that I want to.
Dope. Name some artists, if you can, that you've worked with, you know, on mixing, mastering, whatever, on any type of level. Like, who's some of the artists that you could give some, that you say you got some credit you worked with?
Mainly dealing with the Bay in Sacramento, as far as Bay artists, Selly Cell, Boss Hogg,
Nice.
San Quinn.
Nice, legendary.
As far as Sacramento goes, a lot of stuff for Hollow Tip, a lot of the artists
Legendary.
on Brother Lynch's label.
Legendary.
Starting to work with Marvelous a little bit, and her daughter is starting to get her career going.
Yeah.
And I've actually have done some mixes for her.
That's dope. I have to check in, and I didn't know that part.
And let's see.
I seen a video of her recently though, like a new video. So I might have.
You're talking about I need a bag. She's rapping fast and kind of doing.
I don't know. No, I think it was a little bit more like, you know, more mobbed out Marvelous, like not so.
Well, her daughter's who I'm referring to.
I'm saying, but I've seen something of Marvelous though. But she might have been in it. I'm not sure though. You know what I mean?
But
I smoke a lot of weed.
The Gatlin, Flossalini, Cali Bear Gang, a whole lot of folks.
Yeah, I can see, man. I know. We've done work. Like I said, we've done things. You know, we've made music. I've come to you for some stuff, for some services as well. You know, and it's dope to have you on the show and be like, you know, just to get you on here get some conversation for you. But just like to like see what you got going on, man. You interesting, bro. Like the shit that you be cracking me up on social media a lot. That's why another reason why I wanted to get you on the show is like, yo, I gotta ask him, like, what does he do? What does he do? Your do's or don'ts, or your wills or your wants or whatever. So yeah, most definitely, D.A. Lou, man. This shit right here, this No Invite podcast thing, bro, is just really based around good conversation with people that are from our walk of life, in a sense, as far as the music. The music brought us together, you know what I mean? And because of the music, you know what I mean, it brings a lot of people together. I know a lot of people from all walks of life that I probably wouldn't have known or met, directly, social media. Of course, I probably would have seen them and stuff, but I probably wouldn't have met them. So it's kind of dope that I try to get those same people that I know that I meet from what I do in the music, and I try to get them involved in this so that people could get more of an idea of what this culture of music, especially the rap, the hip hop, the Bay Area, just what it's like, man, and some of the people that are out here keeping it moving, you know what I mean? Actually living it, in other words. You know what I mean? So, No Invite Podcast is all about that, all about entrepreneurs, all about, freedom of speech, all about, the rappers, the underdogs, the people that are, really like entrenched in the music and overall culture out here in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? I got real serious on y'all right now. But yeah, that's what it's about, man. And I wanted to ask you about this Cali, what's it called?
My Cali Fire series.
Cali Fire series, right? and this is a series, like, to get this straight, this is a compilation series that you've been doing for quite some time, correct?
Yes.
And this is like volume 6, I believe.
6 is just now out.
And 7's on its way, correct?
Yeah. Started in 2009. Did volume 1. DJ Luke Presents. You have to look for that on everything. Cali Fire volume 1.
Spotify.
2 came
all that.
About, 6 months later. I just put them out through TuneCore at the time. I put them out through digital distribution too. This is a product that's original beats. Every compilation I put out, mixed, mastered, beat produced by me.
It's really you.
So
that's that real overall producer shit that we was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not freebies. I'm trying to make money off it. I'm including all the artists that are on it in the publishing. So this is money generating. Everyone's getting their share.
That's dope.
So this is real projects, not mixtape shit. So, but yeah, volume 2, and then about 4 years ago, I wrapped up volume 3 and 4 double disc.
Nice.
I have physical copies plus everything goes digital when I put them out.
Yeah,
I've pressed way less than I actually have pressed. So just 3 actual volumes of anything have been pressed. So 3 and 4 was biggest overall names. I had, naming some of them, of course, Quinn and Rida J. Clyde and Daz Dillinger and Holotip, and just a lot of big names on that one. Brother Lynch was on one of the songs. Looney Coleon, just a huge roster.
Yeah.
And then Volume 5 was its
legendary.
own. Volume 5 was just its own standalone, a few less songs. Well, obviously just single, what would fit on a disc. I did press a few of those. Volume 6 is the one that you're on, and that was the first one that featured first-time appearances. I didn't let anybody that had been on one before on this one.
That's dope.
So
it was all basically like a whole new roster of artists.
Yep.
That's fly. I did not know that. That was a
I thought I told you when I was doing it. That's one of the main reasons I needed you, and I needed everybody.
Yeah, because when you said something, because when you were telling me, you were like, artists you ain't worked with like that. You know, as far as that, I'm like,
it was exclusive though.
That's and it's like, man, I'm telling you, the beat crazy. I remember you sent me the link. You're like, pick something. I'm like, I could be here forever. You know what I mean? But I grabbed my track, man, and the Comp Fire, bro.
That song turned out really good. I like that compilation better than any so far. I think because it is new voices and concepts, but it's just a strong project. Volume 7 is in the works. everyone always wants to be on them, and I know we're chatting right now. It's already been selected as far as it's going to be way less songs.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because the requirement for this one, same mastering and all that, but produced, mixed, mastered by me, but also I have to sing every hook.
Oh, so you.
And so I'm not trying to be doing all kinds of double disc 40 song. Forget that.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this one to either 13 to 15 songs, somewhere in there.
Showing y'all what he do, man.
I got a few of them. One of them's done already. 3 of them are in the works, so it's early stages. But I also have the From the Vault series. There are 4 volumes of that. Is it 3 or 4? I don't even know my own. I think I have 4 of them.
You got work, bro. Because when I pull, you know what I mean. You got work. Trust me. You got.
I also have the biggest project as far as reach in the I-80 roll call. So it features artists on I-80 in cities from here to New York.
That's dope.
So that's what, 14 or 15 total projects.
Out. Available.
Almost 300 songs.
Out there pushing bodies of work, y'all. Grinding. And that's what it's about, man. That's definitely what it's about. That's why I had to ask you about that. I mean, of course, I also wanted to shamelessly plug my involvement in the Volume 6. But, for the most part, bro, like I said, man, I always try to get people on here that are actually entrenched in the actual culture, what they do, really about what they say they're about. And I try to get them on there because their opinions, I feel like, are the ones that need to be expressed out there because, it's definitely a different world. As far as making music, it's real easy for somebody to just put anything together and put it out. But, it works for some people. Some people it don't work for. A lot of people it doesn't work for. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother podcast. We could get into that just on some other shit. And we could talk about that, I'm sure, for hours. But it's good for people to to hear this kind of stuff, like you said, it clarifying the producer role as far as the traditional sense, and just bodies of work, what you got going on, where you know what I mean, like that's the type of shit that I feel like people need to know. A lot of people, since the social media thing, they don't really have they live more of the life through the screen than they do out there and actually having experiences. So this is a good way for them to get like idea of somebody really out there doing what maybe they aspire to do, and maybe hopefully motivate them to get out there and go do this shit. You know what I mean?
That's always a good thing.
Always a good thing. It's the No Invite podcast, man.
You should play your song at the end of this because if you notice,
That's crazy because I was already gonna say that. I was already thinking that. Yeah.
My whole interview podcast kind of thing is being sort of boring, but conversational. But I don't get all wild and crazy and wacky. So in place of that, play it after. Or add it to the end, because that'll give extra content that needs to be heard. And it's your song. Your song's hot.
You know it, man. That was already gonna happen. That shit was already gonna. I promise you. I was thinking about that shit. And in case you guys didn't know, man, I was trying to get DJ Lou to do a drop for me. And y'all know what kind of drops we do on this show as far as like our sponsorships. He said he gonna pass on that, and I could respect that. You know what I mean? It ain't for everybody. Yeah, it ain't for everybody.
I'll do some basic drops.
I'm gonna need that for sure. I need some drops from you for sure, player. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, the No Invite podcast. Me and my homies, we be high and we think about all kinds of good shit. And some people
I was never good at all that stuff.
Yeah, sometimes
unless there's something written.
Yeah,
we don't have time to write anything. We're
try to freestyle it and say fuck it.
I'm over here using my back scratch or my damn back.
If you guys could see, we didn't do no visual. If y'all could see the environment right now, we're in the home
studio.
It's the home studio, bro. It's an experience, bro. Put it that way. You know what I mean? He got all his work, things that he's worked on the wall. He's doing it really big. You know what I'm saying? It's really nice, man. It's you could tell that he really for real about what he says he does. DJ Loot. Thank you, man. Thank you for being on the show. Podcast, No Invite Podcast. We keep it moving. Make sure you guys follow us at no_invite_podcast. This is powered by The Sly Show, so you could find us at noinvite.theslyshow.com. You know what I mean? Website if you want more podcasting, you want more podcast stuff. DJ Lou, you're doing a podcast, you know what I'm saying? We do podcasts over here, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know, it could be something cool. I don't know what your situation is, but you know, we'll talk about that, you know what I mean? Yeah. But
make sure they end up. I have my website is a central hub for all my stuff.
Oh well, shit. There you go. Drop. That's another thing.
DJLoot.biz.
DJLoot.biz.
DJLOOT.biz. Simple. Just everything is on one site.
Glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Y'all already know what it is.
DJLoot.biz.
DJLoot.biz.
Projects.
Bro, everything. I'm telling you right now. If you want to get a hold of this man and you want to work with somebody that's really into what he does and does it very well. You know, if you need services, man, you have it right there. Hit that DJLoot.biz, right?
Yes.
Hit that website, get in contact with him, reach out, man. Don't be shy, man. This is business. You know what I'm saying? Have your money ready. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's gonna work with you. I'm sure you're gonna like exactly what you hear. And you already know, man. It's the No Invite Podcast, quality recordings, man. Quality over quantity. It's my thing. But you know, I just mean, you know what I mean? Anyways, we're gonna be out, DJ Lou, man. Have a good one. It's Friday, y'all. We finna smoke. I'm finna smoke. He's finna drink more beers till Sunday, and we're gonna keep it lit.
Exactly.
All right, y'all know what it is. Fuck it. We out. What it is, what it was, what's it gonna be? It's Blaze, a.k.a. Blaze Burgundy, a.k.a. Blaze Bigelow, a.k.a. Blaze Get Out My Mom's House, and here come that new single by me, featuring Half, produced by DJ Loot, called Hard Times, off the Cali Fire 6 compilation. This is a No Invite Sly Show exclusive. Yeah. Man, hard times don't last, just hard people. I don't know why I gotta go through this. But you know, wise words, you know, are only good if you use them. Shout out to DJ Lou, man. Let's go.
We ain't learned this at the schoolhouse. No wood shop, but them tools out. No Halloween, but them ghouls out. Once you started snitching, bitch, you threw the rules out. No lunch break, no recess. We was jugging solids to them rejects. Never made the team, still a deep threat. Aim this rifle with the scope to your V-neck. Wasn't good at math, but I was good with grams. And I ain't talking about the mother that your mama had. Talking white girl, throw her in the bubble bath. Dreaming of a duffel bag worth a couple $100 grand. Yeah, I graduated from them back streets. My diploma, it was printed on a rap sheet. Police hit the block, it's a track meet. And like a thermos, it was certain that I pack heat.
Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off. Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off.
I was left for dead, hanging by a thread. Boulevard of broken dreams and we ain't never scared. Brought up in the system, you was never there. Killers on the corner, man, they everywhere. Made something out of nothing like a wish. Break the cake down, then swish. He ain't really shooting, he a bitch. Put him in the cell, bet he flip. Bet he grow a tail. Tell him where I live. Sitting in the cell in the pen. I ain't get a letter from a friend. Riots with them razors to your skin. Silence when the paper's getting thin. Said I really do it and I did. Had to bring it back, come again. If I don't do nothing, I'ma win. Bending corners, smoking big. Really focus, take a pic. But it's worth 1,000 words. Public housings and them curbs. Bust it at them if they skirt.
Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off. Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off. Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off. Hard times don't last if you going hard. I had a pistol in the mask before I had a job. Surf sheet, rockin' soap before I sold salt. Smoking Doty by the zone until I doze off.
Follow the No Invite Podcast on Instagram. No_invite_podcast.
Download all the Sly Show podcast at theslyshow.com.